Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Nicolin and this is Underneath Her Skin. I am very excited to see you here today, and for those who have subscribed, you rock. Thank you guys so very much. If you are new, please like, share, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will not miss another video. So today I want to talk with you guys about something that I personally experienced, but before I do that, I just want to give a quick shout out to Decella Does It All and XOXO Cali Official and my sister Nikisha Kreft for helping me to start this journey. I knew nothing about YouTube, so they definitely helped me to get started, and I am forever grateful for that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's get started, okay? I decided to send, this video is going to be about remote learning and basically deciding to send my daughters to in-school instruction, as well as I'm going to talk about just encouraging teachers and also giving some tips to our parents and our families about how to kind of help manage your time at home with your children, and also whether or not you send them to in-school for in-school instruction. My experience, I would say, happened about last November, October time, when we had, my girls were doing remote learning and I was working from home. So I am a social worker. I work in a school as well. And it was very difficult, very, very difficult. I will tell you that being at home and helping the girls get online, making sure that they're on time for their classes, making sure that I am seeing my students on a regular basis and on time was very challenging. It got to the point where I literally had an anxiety or maybe a panic attack. And I said to my husband, who's also an educator, that I cannot do this. This is just not working out. I literally felt that I was going to lose my mind. And the thought that came to me was, honestly, guys, I was like, you know what? Maybe if I'm not here doing this, I will feel it would be a lot better. I literally had those thoughts, and I had to check myself because I realized that the path that I was going on was not positive. It was not going to be healthy for myself or my daughters. So I had to make a decision that many people may say, oh, how could you do that? You know, but when I weigh how I was with them, I was less patient. I was not as attentive, because I had to start wearing the teacher hat. I had to start wearing the all-day chef hat. I had to start wearing, different kind of hats that basically took away much more of the time that I had or needed to dedicate to the students that I have to see on a regular basis. So with that, I spoke to my husband, and even though he wasn't 100% in agreement with me sending the girls to school, he was like, let's talk to their teachers and see if they can give us any information that would kind of help our anxiety or our just not knowing whether or not we really want them to be in school. So we did that. We called the school, we spoke to their teachers, we asked them about safety protocols that's going to take place in the schools, and we found out a lot of information that kind of helped us to ease the anxiety some. Okay, so that was my experience. I would tell you that if you are ever in a situation like that, please evaluate your mental health. Please evaluate, how you are. If you see changes when you're communicating with your children or any family member that you're supporting, please acknowledge that and know that, you can talk to someone about it and just make the best decision for your family. If this is going to be something that's going to be more stressful, that's going to be more dangerous or damaging in the long run, then please evaluate the situation and try your best to make the best situation possible. So the next thing that I want to talk with you guys about is just how supportive my girls' teachers are. And I know that teachers don't get the respect that they deserve. And I just want to take a minute to just give a big shout out to our educators. My husband, my girls' teachers. I work for a school, so shout out to you guys, Merrick. And I just want to let you guys know that teachers rock, and I learned that the role, I always knew, but when you have children, and even more so when you're working in the school setting, you realize just how much teachers do, because I'm seeing it firsthand. And the mere fact that my girls teacher, I have a 4-year old and a 5-year old, so they're in elementary school, and well, one in elementary and one in UPK, and their teachers were just so hands-on and responded to text messages, answered questions and inquiries that we had, and just was able to provide ease and peace of mind as best as they can, because they can't tell us everything that is going to happen to make sure our girls are safe or our children. But I think it is beneficial to make sure that we show them appreciation. And I know a colleague of mine, a friend of mine, actually posted something that, a parent may be getting upset at her for something relating to the child. And I think sometimes as parents, we need to step back and evaluate how we respond to teachers, especially at this time when we are home with them and we realize just how much they are to deal with. They are ours, but they're a lot of work. Trust me, I have two, 1 year apart. So that's a lot of work. So please acknowledge your teachers, support them. I know that during the beginning of the year, something that I did, and it just came by like nature, like normal to me. I got another coworker of mine had a colleague who made like custom made mugs. So I ordered like 16 mugs, because I wanted the teachers to kind of feel like, and to know that they are supported. So I got all the teachers' I got names, I got the assistant's name, the assistant teachers' names, and I got their bus drivers' names, because they're the first things they see in the morning. They get on that bus, they make them feel welcome. They encourage them to have a good day. So I also wanted to let them know that, listen, we think about you too. You are important too. So you're taking my girls to school. I want to make sure they're safe. So I want to let you know that we appreciate you. And I gave them all like custom made mugs, and I just stuffed it with like K-cups. So, hey, who doesn't like, well, some like coffee, but listen, you can drink tea, you can drink water, but it's just a small gesture. And one of the other things I also do is just like check in with them from time to time, send them a text here or there. Not even so much to say, or just to say, hey, how are my girls doing? But even in communicating, asking about my girls, how are their day, how are their progress, it is also checking in and say, how are you guys doing? Just to let you guys know, we appreciate you. We appreciate the time and effort you're putting into our girls, and just to see their growth, to know that they're excited to go to school. They come home and they talk about their day. So we owe that to them, because they're making that space a memorable one for our daughters and our children. So we definitely want to support them and let them know that they are loved and they're appreciated, because guess what? Other people aren't doing it. Okay. So that's just between us. Let's support our teachers. So let's move on. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is something that I know that I definitely benefit from. And that this is just some coping skills, some tips that as a parent, as a mom, as a working mom, and also somebody that, just have to deal with children, and I work in the school as well. This is something that can help me. And I'm hoping that this is something that can also help you on your journey with your children being a parent. So I just read this article. It's from hernextchapter.org, and I will post that in this in the comment section of this video. And I just want to go through, I think it's like 5 or 6 steps that you can go through, whether it's daily or weekly or just, here and there, to check in just to make sure you're doing okay, So the first thing it says is acknowledge and track how you feel. So each morning you get up, depending on how you're feeling, depending on that mood for the day, you can check in with yourself. Am I feeling happy? Am I feeling sad? Am I feeling grumpy? What is really going on with you that day? And depending on how you're feeling, talk to someone about it. You can reach out to a colleague, a family member. If you guys have therapists, hey, reach out. You know, if you guys have therapists or just someone that you talk to, form that, connection with someone. I personally do have, I am in, what is it called? It's a parent group within my community for my girls' school. We're all in that group, so we all share experiences that we're going through. We share, like, if the children have birthdays and all of these things. So I'm digressing a little bit, but hold on one second. So acknowledge how you're feeling. If you're depending on how you're feeling, whether it's happy, sad, in between, talk to someone about that. If you find that you are consistently feeling sad and just depressed, not wanting to get up out of bed, please speak to someone about that, because that can lead into more dangerous things, more problematic things. It can also affect how you interact with your children, your spouse, your partner, whomever it is. At most, it's going to affect you. It's going to affect your mood, how you think about life, how you go about your day. So definitely track. There are apps that track moods. So you can definitely think about that. And if you see a continuous pattern with how you're feeling each day, please definitely reach out to someone and talk with someone before it gets really problematic and dangerous. So the next thing is to create a routine. So, set a schedule. You're waking up every day. You have a daily routine. My routine is I get up at 7:30. To be honest, I get up, I get the girls up, breakfast, then they go to the bathroom, brush their teeth, tidy up, and then I get them dressed for school. We have devotion before they go off, and that's kind of like how the day is. The oldest one go on the bus, the second one goes after. Then I come back and I start my work day. Depending on what your household structure is like, you can set up a routine like that and figure out what works best for you. There are days when my girls are remote at home, so depending on the times that their first class starts, I will let them sleep a little bit later, or we would just get up and we will chat. I love doing that, and I'll tell you why I love the early morning just chat. We could watch a funny thing on TV or something, because I want them to go to class in a happy mood. I want them to, if they had a bad dream at night, I want to help them to get that off their minds. So, it could be music, some gospel we put on, or songs that they like we put on, just to help them to perk up a little bit and go off to school in the best mood that they can. Throw out comparisons. So, to be honest, we're people who definitely like to compare ourselves to each other. And so as moms, we may compare and say, oh, look at that family. They're doing so good. We're looking at the grass, saying that it's greener on the other side, not really knowing what that family is going through. So one of the things I want you to definitely do is not compare yourself or your families to anyone else, because your household structure, your household dynamics is completely different from anyone else's. And I can say, oh, this is what I do, and this is what I know other people do. But you have to do and set structures and boundaries that are most beneficial for you and your household, your family. So do not compare yourself. The next one is practice self-grace. So this is a hard one, and I'll tell you this because it says to forgive yourselves for doing things or for any mistakes that you've made. And I think that's one of the most challenging things as a parent to do, to forgive ourselves for some of the things that we're doing, because we're so critical. We are so critical of ourselves that every single time we do something, we are blaming ourselves for what we're doing, and it's hard to forgive ourselves. It's hard to say, you know what, you're doing okay. You're doing fine. And so I would definitely say, be easy on yourself. Take some time to just regroup, pull it back, And think about it. It's okay if you think, you know what, maybe I could have done that a little differently. That's completely fine. And you can do that going forward. But try not to be stuck in just blaming yourself, saying I'm not the best mom, or I'm not the best dad, or I'm not the best grandma, or something of that sort. But definitely take the time to, to commend yourself. Pat yourself on the back, because you are doing a good job. Whether or not you see it, whether or not you believe it, you're doing a good job. Because the crazy thing about it is, the same way you're looking at another family saying, oh my gosh, look how well they're doing. Guess what? They can be looking at you saying, oh my gosh, guess what? Look at how well they're doing. And they're feeling like, I need to get it together, like they're getting it together. I need to just do that. So always be mindful that the grass is not always greener on the other side. So the last thing that I want to share is to embrace self-care. Embrace self-care. And I'm doing that with the shimmy. I don't know why I did it with the shimmy. It just came to me, actually. So embrace self-care. Something that we don't do a lot of. So here's something that I want to say to you. If you have kids, right? So you do understand that you can't even pee sometimes without the bathroom door being knocked on. Mommy, daddy, auntie, whoever, why are you taking so long? So I would say to you, something that I do is, and I don't have much time, but I do try. When the girls are off to bed, it's just taking maybe 15, 20 minutes for myself. Most of the time, being that they're at school, I may be in meetings or sessions and whatnot, but I try my best to find at least 10, 15 minutes just for myself. I love to meditate. I love to listen to jazz. I love to listen to gospel. I love to just find things that I like that is, helps me to relax. Yoga, whatever it is that you like to do. Praying is absolutely amazing. So whatever it is that you like to do, take that time for you as best as you can be. If it means, just, what I heard some people doing? Some people are just like going in the car. And that's if another adult is in the home, for sure. Going in the car and taking your time in the car. Simply because that's where you will find some peace. You wouldn't have the kids knocking and saying, where are you? But you can get 10, 15 minutes for yourself. And you could do whatever. Take a nap, drink your favorite beverage, something that is going to be for you. So I hope that this video has been, impactful in some way. I hope that you learned something from it. I'm glad that I was able to basically have the courage to say, okay, you know what? Homeschooling right now is not going to work. I am not my best self, so I need to send you guys to school in spite of the pandemic that we are in. I felt like that would make me a better parent. The thing that I want to share with you, my sister said to me, Nikisha Craft, she said to me, when her boys are homeschooling, and one of the things that she experienced was that it was hard for her because at the end of the day, when they would finish school, she didn't have anything to give them, like from a mom perspective, in the sense where naturally, if they go out to school, when they come home, they would be able to tell her about their day. If they're having a rough day, mommy will be there to embrace them. Mommy would be there to tell them it's going to be okay. But when they're home, she is so tired, like most of us, frustrated because you're worn out, that mommy hat has to be put on pause for some time because you're just so drained from being teacher. You know what I mean? So those are some of the things that we also have to check, like, the different hats that we wear and the way that it shifts us and just changes our dynamics. And it was powerful for her to, to acknowledge that she identified that, it was hard and it is challenging. When my girls come in, I say, listen, okay, After you wash your hands, take off all your clothes, all of that stuff, you change. Take your time. If you want a snack, you can get a snack, but mommy needs a minute, and then we can continue on in about 15-20 minutes, okay? So that's also a part of setting boundaries, and something that is very important. And it's also important to let people know that you don't have the time right now. If they want to talk, if they want to converse, let them know a time that you'll be able to call back or reach out to them, simply because if you're not your best self, there's no way that you can help somebody else. So we're working on being our best selves. We're working on, empowering each other. We're working on not feeling guilty and feeling like we're doing the worst job ever. Okay. So definitely like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I hope that this video was informational. I hope that you can relate. Please let me know in the comments section if anything tickled your fancy, or if you have basically identified some of the challenges that I experienced or I've expressed in this video. Until next time, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.